All right, tenors, we're now doing How Can I Keep From Singing? I think this is one of the most stunning arrangements of this I've ever heard, especially because of how they treat the third verse where it talks about tempest and trials and prison cells, and it's just an epic choral modulation. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. You get to hang tight and listen to the glorious singing of the sopranos and the altos on pages 4 and 5 and 6. And we have an oboe and a violin with us who really play an important part. So they take us through top of 7, and then you guys get to come in with almost the natural melody to this. We sort of heard it normally, so the composer takes a few liberties here and there. What I want to say is these are 4-bar phrases. So it is, while though the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth, it liveth. And all of that leads to li of liveth. In your markings, you'll notice a tenuto over live and a u over eth. That's stress and unstressed. So louder and softer. And so you might be able to do this in one breath. It's kind of hard, but we need to have this feeling of the whole section, you and the bass baritone singing it all together. So you can breathe anywhere and sneak a breath except one spot. And I bet you can tell. It's where the dotted line is on top of 8 between roars and I. It's the only spot you can't breathe because that's where we all instinctively breathe. So pick a sneak spot anywhere else. If you know the tune and you want to sing with me now, you can. If you would like to just listen, that's fine. Now this creeps up. This is a nice range for tenors, but because of where it sits for the bass baritone, it's right on the edge of where they can push their sort of regular voice, their full chest voice. So I'm going to ask them to choose a more floaty sound to help navigate. So I need you to keep that in mind when you're choosing how to sing this, that it should have a little more of that heady lyric, light tenor quality while we're singing with the tenors and the basses. There will be many moments later in this song, though, for that tenor color, but for right now, we're mixing. This is bottom of 7. Listen or sing. 1, 2. While though the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth, it liveth. And though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. So liveth and giveth are the points that we're aiming to in each phrase. Will you join me now if you were listening last time? And you've heard the trick spot, right? The composer changes it by jumping to a higher note than the original melody in measure 37. Jumping to that C is not intuitive, so if you think you're going to sing the normal melody, maybe you want to circle that because it's a really cool rewrite. Okay, bottom of 7. Floaty tone, breath, moving line. 1, 2. While though the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth, it liveth. And though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. Now you really need to be in floaty voice here because the basses are going to have to flip into a head falsetto-y kind of mix to get the color to match. If you know it, you can keep singing with me. If you want to just listen to the next 2 phrases, that's totally fine. Here's top of 9. 1, 2. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Seems love is born of heaven and earth. And earth is just going to be a quarter note cut off the dot so you can breathe because singers need to breathe. Did you hear the 2 spots where the melody changed? In measure 43, it goes to that rock, which is different than the standard version. And then on the page turn, so circle it. Oh my gosh, we're going to miss this all the time. Top of 10, it goes heaven and earth, which is a change from the melody. All right, let's go to page 9 now and sing it together. Floaty tone, lots of breath. 1, 2. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is born of heaven and earth. Then right after that breath, we start with the basses with the melody, and then we start this cascade where the layers keep building and we go into this gorgeous modulation into the last verse. So it starts pretty standard. Will you listen once, however? Here's pickups to measure 47. Here I go. How can I keep from singing, from singing, from singing when tyrants tremble, seek with fear? And that's our learning target. It's just that chunk. So now, please notice there's some weird text setting in measure 48 at the top of the page here. Woo, backwards. Right here. So it does go, how can I keep from singing, which is different than what the basses are doing. So don't be tempted to do what they're doing with the word singing. Let's try it together now, slowly, and we'll do this once or twice to navigate this. 1, 2. How can I keep from singing, from singing, from singing when tyrants tremble, seek with fear? How'd you do? I think the hardest part is when you go on the bottom of the page, that singing that high note and cutting it short, like you'll see in the markings, so you can get a breath. So remember, you can lift there. One more time, tenors. Here we go. 1, 2. How can I keep from singing, from singing, from singing when tyrants tremble, seek with fear? And then we'll get into the lush 4-part harmony writing. Shall we do it from your entrance? Here's bottom of 7. While though the tempest, 1, 2. While though the tempest only roars, I hear the truth it liveth. And though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is born of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing, from singing, from singing when tyrants tremble, seek with fear? And then it goes from there. Great singing today, everybody. This one's tricky and it's really beautiful. Thanks for your hard work and your patience making sure we do it right. Have a good day.